there are countless memories I hope to never forget. But one of the interpreters who worked with us, Maykel, I don't know why. I don't know why I asked him the question that I asked him. I hardly knew him. I just met him this year. And one day before lunch, he happened to sit down about 6-7 feet away from me, and I picked up my chair and scooted over to him, and I said, "So, Maykel, tell me a little bit about you." And he said, "What do you want to know? Just ask a question and I will answer it." And I said, "Who do you live with?" And he started to tell me his grandmother and grandfather and his aunt and 2 nephews and a niece. And for whatever reason, he just unleashed. All I asked was who he lived with, and he unleashed this time capsule of emotion. And he started crying and told me that his mom left him when he was 2 days old and never came back till he was 16, and that he's tried for the last couple of years to have a relationship with her, and it isn't there, and he doesn't understand why she had him and made him and didn't want him, and that he doesn't question the work that he's doing for God, but he wonders why God even made him if his own mother couldn't love him. And so I got to share with him that he is someone that I would be proud to call my son, and that if my son is 19, he's 21, and that if my son in 2 years is like Maykel, that I would be very proud. And so we had this good, he was so embarrassed by his crying. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And so he went home and told his family that he'd made a friend, and I didn't know until today that he had never made a friend here from North America, and was coming down when he interprets that he doesn't even eat lunch with them. That was the first day he had ever sat down in the circle, and we hadn't ate lunch yet. And because of our conversation, we ate lunch and spent a good portion of our time together the rest of the week. And tonight he was sharing that the next morning he came in not knowing what to expect from me, because he doesn't let people in or get close. And he said that when he saw me and I said, "Good morning, my son," he said his heart felt full for the first time in 21 years, that no one had ever called him son. And I can't wrap my head around never hearing the word son. I can't imagine never calling anyone mom or dad. The one thing he asked me before I left was not to forget him. And I told him he was in my heart forever, and that I wasn't like her, that I would never stop loving him, and that he would never leave, even if we never saw each other again until we were in heaven, that he was in my heart forever. So I hope I don't break that promise. I hope I don't even for one day forget Maykel and his purpose and his place in my life, and my purpose and place in his.
Wow.
You didn't know that, did you?
No. I had no idea.
So anyways, he went home and told his grandmother that, that I had welcomed him the next morning and called him son, and she was so happy. She was so happy for him. And so I hope that I always, I don't know why I would ask who you live with. What a dumb question to ask, but I hope I always follow the Holy Spirit. I hope I don't leave that here. I hope I feel that same Holy Spirit prompting, and I hope that I respond to it every time from now until I return here. I through God, it wasn't me, but listening to God's calling and prompting and nudging that day, I may have changed his life forever. I may have made him fill the spot that just maybe that's all he needed was to hear himself called son.
So what would you say to somebody who might be sitting in the congregation of Dayspring and feeling some nudges of their own?
I would say don't ignore it. If you even have the tiniest inkling that, I may want to do it, and I mean, I might go kick some balls with some kids or stir some concrete. Go.